Okay. Today is the continuation of the same topic, sound. Today you have to learn the types of vibration. Types of vibration. Vibrations. Number one, free or natural vibration. Natural vibration. There are actually three types of vibration. Free or natural vibration, then we have damped vibration, and then we have forced vibration. Three types of vibrations are there. Okay, what is free or natural vibration? One by one we will do. When a body vibrates in the absence of external periodic force, or in the absence of periodic force, then such a vibration is called free or natural vibration. That means the body is vibrated without giving the force again and again. Periodic force means you don't have to give the force again and again, the body vibrates or oscillates. Then such a vibration is called free or natural vibration. Like for example, vibration of a pendulum, oscillation of pendulum ball will bring here and release. It will go itself or it will keep vibrating like this. You don't have to give the force again and again to make it vibrate. So there are many examples of free, yes, tuning fork. Tuning fork, when hit against a tabletop, it will vibrate its own. You don't have to give force again and again. Once you hit it and then it vibrates. That is when the body vibrates in the absence of periodic force, then such a vibration is called free or natural vibration. The frequency of such vibration is called natural frequency of the body, natural frequency of the vibrating body, which depends on the shape and size of the body. Natural frequency depends on the shape and size of the body. It will be different for different type of bodies. Like for example, you have to know the example like simple pendulum. For simple pendulum, what is the formula? In class 10 you have learned the formula of time period. Time period formula was like this. In class 9, 2 pi is equal to L by G. Therefore, frequency value will be what? 1 by 2 pi. This will be upside down G by L. Just suppose frequency is 1 upon time period. So this will be the formula of frequency of a pendulum. That is, frequency or natural frequency of a pendulum depends upon the length. How does it depend? Inversely proportional to the square root of the length. They ask question like this: we have a smaller pendulum and we got a longer pendulum. Which will vibrate? Which of them will oscillate faster? The smaller one or the bigger one? The answer is smaller one. When the length is less, then frequency is more. Frequency which will make more oscillation in 1 second. More oscillation, that means it's moving faster. Other one, length is longer, so the frequency is less. So it will move slower. Question may come, why does shorter swing moves faster than the longer swing? So the reason is because frequency of the swing is inversely proportional to the square root of the length. More the length, less the frequency, less the length, more the frequency. So that is the answer. Now, then we have this one, stretched wire or string. Frequency of the stretched wire is given by the formula like this. This formula you did not see before. The formula is like this. That is, frequency of the stretched wire depends upon the length. How does it depend? Inversely proportional to the length of the string. It is directly proportional to the square root of tension in the string, and it is inversely proportional to the mass per unit length of the string. That means if the length of the string is less, it will be having higher frequency. If the length of the string is more, it will be producing it will be having the less frequency. So a matter of common observation, the shorter wire and the longer wire, which of them will be producing a sharper sound, thin or thick? Which one produces the sharper sound? Do you know which one produces? Thin wire will produce. Why? Because not the thin. I'm talking about this one. Shorter length one or the longer length one. Which will be producing the sound of higher frequency, high pitch, shorter length. Because when the length is less, the frequency is more. Inversely proportional. Very good. Now it depends upon the tension also. When the tension in the wire is very much tight and another wire is slightly loose, so which will be giving you the sharper sound, the tight one or the loose one? Yeah, the tighter one will be producing, because when the tension is more, frequency is more. And mass by unit length of the wire means thickness, in other words thickness. Thin wire will give you sharper sound than the thicker one, because when in the thin wire mass will be less, so frequency is more. So these are the factors on which the frequency of a string wire string depends. That you have to know. Okay. Question may come this way: how can you increase the frequency of a stretched wire? How can you increase? We can say by decreasing the length, we can increase the frequency. By increasing the tension, in guitar string and all wires some wires are kept tight, some wires are kept slightly loose, and like that tensions are varied, so that we have different frequency of the sound coming out. Okay. Now how can we increase the frequency? By increasing the tension, and by using a thinner wire we can increase the frequency. Question may come: suggest two methods of increasing the frequency of a stretched wire, or how can you increase the pitch of sound in guitar or in violin, because they are all stringed instruments. How can you increase the pitch? Pitch means frequency, sharpness of the sound. You can suggest any two methods, but if they ask three methods, so suggest all the three methods. Hope you understood it. Yes. Frequency of, next one comes frequency of air column. Air column in a pipe. Pipe can be closed pipe or open pipe. The frequency formula we find there. This formula you don't need, but you need to know the relationship. Frequency is inversely proportional to the length of the air column, length of this air column. More the length of the air column, less is the frequency. Less is the length of the air column, more is the frequency. I mean inversely proportional. Now here, many result test questions come on that. Suppose we are having a whistle. Why the sound of a whistle is very sharp, which has got very high pitch? What is the reason? Because we are blowing the air through the mouth and the hole is very close to it. Hole is very close to it. There is a length of the air column is very short. When the length is very short, and frequency of the sound is very high. Here it is inversely proportional to the length of the air column. Okay. Similarly, we have a flute. Flute also has got many holes in it. So through which of the sound comes out the sharpest? Through the first hole, because first hole is the closest from the mouth. From where we are blowing air. That is the length of the air column is the shortest for the first hole. That's why the sound emitted from the first hole will be the sharpest, or will be having the highest pitch. And the sound from the last hole will be the, dull sound. Will be a flat sound. It may not be that sharp. Same thing applies to this one, clarinet, band and all. They have the clarinet, bugle and all that. They've got different holes. They tap the hole and they change the length of the air column, and accordingly they vary the frequency. So that is the whole idea about it. Hope you understood it. Okay. Yes. Now 1 year that, just can you guess? Suppose we are filling a bucket. We are filling a bucket with tap. With water using a tap. As the water gets filled in, which property of sound over there changes? How do you make out? Even we don't see the bucket, but we can still make out whether the bucket is full or not, or it is still empty. On what basis are we able to make out? Do you know? Now the sound is which property of sound? On what basis? Is the loudness changing? Is the pitch changing or is the quality of sound changing? What is happening there? Not the quality will not change. Yeah, frequency of the air column will be increasing, the sound will become sharper and sharper, that is pitch will change. By which property of sound we are able to find out whether the bucket is full or not? By the property of pitch. Because as the water gets filled in, the length of the air column keeps on decreasing. That means the sound frequency of the sound will keep on increasing. And then when the bucket is about to be full, the sound becomes the sharpest. That is giving you the idea that the bucket is going to be full. So then you can close the tap. Even if you have not seen the water level there in the bucket, still you can find out. So understood this one? Then what do you see? These are all the examples of free or natural vibration. Their frequency will depend upon the shape and size of the body. So different type of body will have different formulas and different factors on which it may depend. Such vibration is called free or natural vibration. Now, when a body vibrates under this vibration in vacuum, then its amplitude and frequency remains constant throughout. That means it will never stop vibrating. It will keep on vibrating forever like this in vacuum mode. Will you have on? Okay, just a minute. Came back. Okay, I'll check. Okay, now it's clear. Okay. The displacement time graph of free or natural vibration in vacuum can be drawn in this manner. Same height up, same height down, same height up. The amplitude is constant, even the frequency will remain constant. But this is possible only in vacuum. That is, if a pendulum you vibrate in vacuum, it will vibrate forever. It will not stop. It will keep on vibrating for infinity period of time. Okay, displacement time graph also you know. Now I am coming to the second type of vibration. Can you see the board? Am I visible? Second one is damped vibration. Damped vibration. Second type of vibration is damped vibration. In damped vibration, what happens? A body vibrates with a decreasing amplitude in the absence of a periodic force. We are not giving the force again and again, and the body's oscillation or vibration keeps on decreasing. It keeps on decreasing itself. Then such a vibration is called damped vibration. What is the example of damped vibration? All those bodies which are vibrating naturally or under free vibrations in a medium will be having this kind of vibration, damped vibration. Because medium will offer friction, and due to friction there will be loss of energy, and the amplitude will keep on decreasing. Amplitude will become less and less and less. I think it is a matter of common observation. Let us take a pendulum and let us oscillate it. It will go on like this, every time the amplitude will keep on decreasing. Slowly it will be coming to the rest. And finally it comes to the rest. It doesn't vibrate at all. Though the vibration is free vibration only, but because of the presence of the medium, it is not a vacuum space, no. If it is vacuum, then it won't stop. It will keep on vibrating forever with the same amplitude and with the same frequency. But in the presence of any medium such as air, such as water, then a damped vibration will take place. There will be loss of energy, and loss of energy will decrease the amplitude. The displacement time graph for damped vibration we can draw like this. Displacement here, time over here, and the graph will be keep on decreasing. Like first will be larger, then lesser, and lesser like that, and then it will stop happening like this. This time the graph will be decreasing, or the amplitude will keep on decreasing. like this. You show the decrease in the amplitude this way. And out here it will go on like this. Like this. And then it becomes zero. So sometimes they may give show two graphs, one graph here, and they may ask you identify the type of vibrations taking place in figure 1 and figure 2. We say this is free of natural vibration, this one is damped vibration. Name a place where these vibrations occur. You say this one occurs in vacuum, this one is occurring in medium, any medium such as air, such as water. Hope it is clear. Huh? Yes? Now I will talk about the forced vibration. Forced. What is forced vibration? That is, we have to apply the force again and again. We have to give periodic force and make the body vibrate and set the body into vibration. This such a vibration is called forced vibration. There is you need to apply the force again and again and to make the body vibrate under the influence of the periodic force. This such a vibration is called forced vibration. In the absence of periodic force, we had natural vibration, and that is in vacuum, the amplitude is constant. But in the presence of medium, the same vibration is called damped vibration. But this time we have to give a periodic force and we make the body vibrate under the influence of the periodic force. This such a vibration is called free vibration. Like examples can be many out here. Beating drum. We are continuously beating the drum and making the membrane of the drum vibrate. So this is the example of forced vibration. When we are playing violin or guitar, so continuously we have to strike the wire, we have to plug the wire again and again, again and again. So this is also the example of forced vibration. We are forcing the vibration, applying the force again and again. When soldiers are marching, so we are giving the force regularly on them. Periodically they are being marched past mark time, and then they are doing continuously. So this is also the example of forced vibration. And the frequency of the body under the influence of external force, periodic force, is called external frequency of the body, and which does not depend on the shape and size, rather which depends on the force applied on it. If you give more force, the frequency of vibration will be more. If you give less force, then the frequency of vibration will be less. So that frequency we can change by this force. But the natural frequency you cannot change because you are not giving the force again and again. You cannot change it. It is on the shape and the size of the body. What kind of shape, what kind of size we have. We cannot change it by the force. I am talking about that. But here the force vibration we can change it. Entirely depends upon the source. We can tap the table again and again. You know, like all those. We can keep on vibrating the table. The table will not vibrate its own. But you can set it into vibration by applying the force again and again. I hope you got the idea. Okay? Now, within the force vibration, it is seen that the body under the force vibration picks up the vibration readily means immediately, and vibrates with the increased amplitude. Then the phenomenon is called resonance. Resonance is a special kind of force vibration, under which a body readily picks up the vibration and vibrates with a large amplitude or with an increased amplitude. Then the phenomenon is known as resonance. Resonance takes place only when the external frequency provided by the force becomes equal to the natural frequency of the vibrating body. Then only the resonance will take place. This is the condition for resonance. And we have many examples in our daily life of the resonance. Okay, before that we have to, let us discuss some cases of resonance. Suppose you all must have seen that the side mirror of a vehicle, that is rear view mirror, at a particular speed of vehicle they vibrate violently, they shake violently at a particular speed. What is the reason behind? Because the under the influence of due to the motion of the car, the force vibration is applied on entire parts of the car, but the mirror is picking up the vibration of the car readily, immediately and vibrating with the increased amplitude. So the mirror is at resonance with the car, and due to resonance its amplitude is increasing, and when resonance takes place, the maximum energy gets transferred to the vibrating body. That's why the body's amplitude will be maximum or will be the largest amplitude. So this is the example of resonance. We have many examples of result as question based on that. They may ask you why the rear view mirror shakes violently at a particular speed. We said it is due to resonance. And how can you reduce the vibrations? I mean the amplitude of vibration. We say that by changing the speed of the car, because at a particular speed that is happening, if you change the speed, then the resonance, the force, external frequency will not be equal to the natural frequency of the mirror, so then the resonance will not take place. That means the mirror will vibrate only under the force vibration, but without resonance. Force vibration with resonance means the body has to vibrate with increased amplitude. Okay, now another example, soldiers are not allowed to march on a wooden bridge. Soldiers are not allowed to march because if they march or they are applying periodic force again and again, a large amount of force, by chance if the external frequency of their force become equal to the natural frequency of the bridge, then the bridge will be picking up the vibrations and vibrating with the increased amplitude. And when the bridge vibrates, there is a chance that the bridge may collapse. So that's why they are not advised or they are not allowed to march on a bridge. Okay, then another recent test question we get, you must have seen also, when suddenly a music system in a room is put out, lot sound will be coming out from it. We see some of the articles in the room, they fall down, they topple down. Some utensils, some light articles will be toppling on with the sound coming out from the box. Because the sound frequency is equal to the natural frequency of those articles which are at resonance with the sound of the box. Because the sound box, that force is coming out from the sound and is becoming equal to that is external frequency becoming equal to the natural frequency of the article, then article is at resonance is falling out. Even we see sometimes Diwali time around somebody burst cracker, we see some of the window panes they crack and some they do not. Because those window panes which are cracking, their frequency is becoming equal to the sound of that cracker. So that particular glass or window pane will be at resonance and is vibrating violently as the result is cracking. So all the reason behind this is resonance. You may have many reason test questions based on it. Then sometimes they resonance, some machinery parts, they vibrate violently, they shake violently when the machine is put on. It is also due to resonance because those machine parts must get resonance with the machine. So due to resonance they are vibrating violently. You must have seen the gear handle or gear lever of a bus or a car or anything. So at a particular time, you see they vibrate violently its own if you don't touch it. They vibrate violently. Why they vibrate very violently at a particular speed or a particular time? On particular accelerator they will vibrate violently. So that time the resonance is taking place. The gear lever will be at resonance with the accelerator. When we apply the force on the accelerator, the force vibration is transferred to this one. It is transferred to everything on there, but this one is vibrating with the largest amplitude or with the large amplitude. So that is resonance is taking place with it. And that is increasing its amplitude. Maximum energy getting transferred to this article. Hope you understood it. Then we have sometimes earthquake comes. Some of the buildings are badly damaged, some are not. The reason those buildings which are badly damaged, they must get resonance with the tremor, with the earthquake. So their external frequency must be becoming equal to the natural frequency of that building. So the building is collapsing or more damage is taking place there. Hope you understood that. Okay. But the resonance does not occur only with the sound, it occurs even with the electricity, with the microwaves and all also this happens. That is called electrical resonance. Sometimes we tune our radio set or TV set, you change the channel. So when you change the channel, you press a particular number there. So when you press that number, that means you are making the external frequency of your force equal to the natural frequency of your television or the TV set. So that means that TV set will catch only that channel and other channel will not come, because that channel, between them only the maximum energy transfer will take place. So that channel only will come, other channel will not come. Tuning a radio set in the air, we have so many microwaves and radio waves available. So many are there. But when you tune a radio set, one channel, particular particular program will come at a particular station only, at a particular band. Bands are fixed. You must have idea of FM channel and all, FM radio. 92.4 Mirchi and all that they said also. So when you are tuning your radio set, that means you are making the frequency of your radio set equal to the natural frequency of the radio waves available in the space. So only those radio waves will be transferred to your radio set, other will not. That means your radio set will catch only those, this one due to resonance, and then you will be able to only hear that particular sound, or that sound only will be heard. Is it understood? Even your mobile phone, working on the mobile phone is also based on resonance. You dial a particular number. When you dial a particular number, then other side what happens? The person of that side will be picking up the phone and talking to you. Your number dial cannot ring the any other phones except that particular phone. And the idea is same only, because you are making the external frequency of your phone equal to the macro waves of the which you want to transfer to the other phone. That is, your phone and other phone are at resonance, and due to resonance only the maximum data transfer takes place, and you are able to talk. Understood? These are all examples of what kind of resonance? Electrical resonance. Okay. Yes. Now these are the examples, but now you see some experiments on resonance. Experiment. Experiments on resonance. First experiment is called sympathetic pendulum experiment. Sympathetic pendulum experiment. In sympathetic pendulum experiment, what happens? We will take a elastic string, such as rubber, such as anything which is elastic in nature, maybe spring also you can take. And to this one we can suspend 4 pendulums. Any two of them will have equal length, and 2 of them will have unequal length. Suppose I keep the length of pendulum A and C equal, and I vibrate the pendulum A. I will be bringing and releasing it so that it moves to and fro. The vibration of this one will be transferred through the string like this. It will go on like this. This is the force vibration. Force vibration is transferred through a medium and is going to this pendulum also, this pendulum also, and this pendulum also. But we find that these two pendulums' lengths are equal. That means the force vibration on this will be, external frequency will be equal to the natural frequency of this pendulum. Then this pendulum will get resonance with this. This will readily picks up the vibration and vibrate with the increased amplitude. Whereas the other two pendulum will vibrate with the less amplitude. So this is a special kind of force vibration, a special kind of force vibration in which resonance taking place. These two are the force vibration but without any resonance effect. That means they are only called force vibration, and this special force vibration is called resonance. They will also vibrate but with much less amplitude, because between these two less quantity of energy will be transferred, but out here the maximum quantity of energy is getting transferred, so it vibrates with the increased amplitude, and the phenomenon taking place will be resonance. Understood? Yes? Last year they had given one question, they had given only 2 pendulums, A and B, and they say pendulum A is vibrated. What will you observe? What will happen to the pendulum B? You say that pendulum B will vibrate with the less amplitude. Net the phenomenon taking place, you say force vibration. This is vibrating under the only force without any resonance effect because lengths are not equal. Now the question, the next part of the question was saying length of the pendulum B is made equal to the pendulum A, and now the pendulum is vibrated again. What will you observe? Then you say when the lengths are equal, that means this pendulum will vibrate with the increased amplitude, and the phenomenon will be resonance. They were asking name the phenomenon taking place now. Then you say resonance. Is understood? Even suppose two swings which are connected with the same rod and the swings are of equal length and the two persons are sitting on them, one pendulum you will be blinking and allowing it to oscillate. You will find the other swing will get oscillated itself. You don't have to apply any force on it. The vibration of this one will be immediately transferred or will be immediately picked up by the other swing, and the other swing will vibrate with the increased amplitude, more amplitude. And the phenomenon is called resonance. Phenomenon will be called resonance. Okay? This thing is there in the science center also. Like in some places here in California, we have this kind of swing, this kind of pendulum in the science center also. Hope understood? Second one is Swan box experiment. Swan box experiment. Second experiment is Swan box experiment. In the Swan box experiment, there is a box taken here with a two tuning fork, one tuning fork here, another tuning fork here. This is A, this is B. They are identical tuning fork, that is they are having equal frequency. Maybe this is having a frequency of 100 Hz. This is also having a frequency of 100 Hz. We'll vibrate any one of them. We'll vibrate A. Then, hello, video gone. Okay. This Swan box will contain air. Air molecules will be there. Air molecules everywhere. Air molecule is there. Air molecule. Air molecule. Air molecule is there. Will be vibrated, then the force vibration of A will be transferred to this air molecule. The air molecule will be vibrating, and that vibration will come to the tuning fork B. And since the frequencies are equal, the tuning fork B will vibrate with an increased amplitude itself. You are applying force on A, but you are seeing the effect on B. And that also the effect is the large amplitude, very large amplitude is vibrating. And the phenomenon will be called resonance, and we will be able to hear a loud sound because what is the use of the sound box? It will trap air outside in between, and the air will start vibrating, and resonance will take place with this one. So this will tuning fork B will vibrate with the increased amplitude, and the phenomenon will be resonance. So okay, understood? Yes. And the third experiment you see. Third one. Third experiment is called resonance in air column. Resonance in air column of a closed pipe. Closed pipe. For this, we will be taking a tube of maybe a pipe with some tap over here, tap element, and we are filling it with water, leaving some gap over here, some gap. We are filling it with water. We'll bring a tuning fork, maybe say tuning fork frequency is 100 Hz, one example. But this is vibrating when we are bringing close to the mouth of the tube, and we try to hear the sound. Sound heard is not very loud. There is only force vibration taking place. This air column will start vibrating under the influence of this. So that is the case of only force vibration. Now we remove some water from it. That means the length of the air column is increasing. It was less, now its gap is still more. Gap is becoming more. Then the length of the air column is increasing. When the length of the air column increases, what happens? The frequency decreases. Suppose initially the frequency of the air column was 500, now decreasing, it's becoming 300. Let us decrease the level. when you decrease the level, frequency will further decrease. So now it becomes, say for example, 200, but yet it is not equal to this. So again we will be decreasing the level by removing water. At a particular time, the frequency of this air column will exactly become equal to this 100, this value. The two will be equal. And once they are equal, then this air column will be at resonance and will be vibrating with the increased amplitude. And the sound heard will be the loudest sound, very loud sound will hear. So you have to keep on trying and see where, at what point you get the loudest sound heard. The point where you are getting the loudest sound heard, that point must be at that point only the resonance is taking place. Then the frequency of this air column and frequency of this are becoming same, equal. Understood? What is the reason of hearing the loudest sound? It is happening due to increase in amplitude, due to resonance being formed in the air column. If the length of the if the frequency of the tuning fork is 100 Hz, what is the frequency of this air column? Then we say there is also 100 Hz. Understood or not? Okay. But here you have to remember one thing. Suppose the initial length at which the resonance taking place is suppose L1. Resonance will not be occurring only once, but resonance will occur at regular interval. And what is that regular interval? The regular interval will be the odd multiple of the initial length, odd multiple of L1. Then we suppose first the odd multiple is like this 1 is to 3 is to 5 is to 7. This kind of multiple the resonance will take place. Resonance will not be taking place only once, but it will take place in the odd multiple of the initial length. Suppose first length of air column is giving the resonance is 10 centimeter. Which other length of the air column will give the resonance? I mean, again we will be able to get the loud sound. The answer is 10 threes are. It should be odd multiple, not the even multiple. 10 threes are how much? 30 centimeter. Then if the length becomes 30 centimeter here, again you will get the loud sound. Next will be 10 factor 50. 50 centimeter will give again the loud sound. 70 also will give the loud sound. Like that. If the first length is 2, then what is the next length you will be able to hear the loud sound? 2 3 is how much? 6. 2 5 are 10. Always has to be an odd multiple. Remember it. Understood? Suppose the tube, total length of the tube is 100 centimeter, and first resonance is happening at 10 centimeters. So how many times you are expected to hear the loud sound? How many times? Guess how many loud sound you will be expected to hear altogether? The multiple times is how many? 4, 5, 6, 10, 30, 100. How many times will be? Why 2 times? Okay. Why 30 to multiply by 5? You have to multiply the initial length. Initial length only you have to multiply, no? At 10 it is happening, at 10 is the 30 it will happen, 10 5 is the 50 it will happen, 10 into 7, you do 10 into this, not the whatever answer you get with that. First length is 10, the next length will be 10 3 is the 30 centimeter, 10 into 5, 50, 10 into 7, 70, 10 9 is the 90. Up to 90 you will get, because after that 110 will come. That length is not available only. How can you hear that one? So how many loud sound you are hearing? 5 times. 10 centimeter you are hearing the first, 30 you are hearing second, 50 third, 70 fourth, and 90 5. 5 sounds, 5 loud sound you will hear. That is 5 times resonance will take place altogether. Understood? You are saying multiple times, somebody said multiple times, somebody is saying 2 times. Understand? I just now I said. Please concentrate. Okay. Yes. Now there is a question on it like this. Suppose they are giving you 4 tubes. One tube here, another tube here, another tube here. 4 tubes of same length given, 20 centimeter length given. All are having same length, equal length. Here water is filled up to 18 centimeter. In the second one, the water is filled up to 16 centimeter. Here water is filled up to 14. Here the water is up to 12 centimeter. And a tuning fork vibrated against the tabletop and dropped near the mouth of the test tube A. These are test tube A, B, C and D. And we are hearing the dot sound. Name the phenomenon taking place. You say resonance. Why we hear the dot sound? Because the amplitude during at resonance increases. Okay, now the same tuning fork is brought near the mouth of the other test tubes also, B, C, D, one by one after vibrating. Which of the other test tube will give the same dot sound? Tell me, B it will give or C or D? Which one will give the same dot sound? What is your answer? Fast. Huh? Think and tell me which of the other test tube will give you the same dot sound. Say fast. Who said B? Bharat. Okay, Mamanath. No, A is already given. The question says A gives the dot sound. Now, which of the other test tube B, C and D will be given? Who said? Okay, why? What is the initial length? Say, initial length is 18 centimeter. Then, what length are you looking for? Whose length are you looking for? You have to look for the length of the air column. How much is the air column out here? 20 minus 18. How much is the length of the air column? 2 centimeter. What is the length of the air column here? 4. 20 minus 16. Here, what is the length of the air column here? 6. What is the length of the air column here? 8. Yes or no? First resonance is at 2. 2 centimeter is giving you the resonance. Which is the odd multiple of 2? 4 is the odd multiple of 2? 6 or 8? Which one of these is odd multiple? 6, because 2 3s are become 6. This is 2 times, that is even multiple. 2 4s are 8. So this one and this one is odd multiple or not? If the first resonance is taking place here, then another resonance will take place at 2, then 2 3 over 6 centimeter, which is here. So C will be giving the same dot sound. C. Answer is C. And it is the reason because the length of the air column in the test tube C is an odd multiple of the length of the air column in the test tube A. So resonance takes place there also in the test tube A, and we are able to hear the dotted sound. You have to apply your knowledge. Then we have, I gave the heading, people don't notice only, I gave the heading resonance in the air column of a closed pipe. Just take the heading of this one before I started this one. Yes or no? You are seeing the height of water and all there. You will see the height of the air column, how much is the gap over there. Okay? Don't forget, No, nothing to be sorry. This is just the place to understand. Exam time you remember that. Okay, the sir did like this. Okay. Yes? Yes, Upal. Okay. The resonance we have finished till here. Okay. And one more example of resonance I forgot to mention is every musical instrument is provided with a hollow box. In the hollow box, what will be trapped? Air will be trapped. when you plug the strings, when you strike the strings, the air column out there will be under force vibration, but the force vibration with resonance. The resonance will make the air column to vibrate violently or to vibrate with a large amplitude, and when the amplitude of vibration increases, the sound becomes very loud. And the whole idea behind having a hollow mouth is to make the sound louder, emitted by the instrument. If you don't use the hollow mouth, the sound coming out will not be loud. That is the idea. That is also resonance. Resonance is responsible. Understood? Yeah, today we are doing till resonance and all three types of vibration we are done. Tomorrow we will be doing about this one. Characteristics of sound, pitch, loudness, and then this little bit is left over, then we will finish it. And most probably I'll send you the notes later. Okay.